Tech News Weekly is sponsored by GoDaddy. Get a .com domain name for only $2.49 by using offer code QUEENS at checkout.
Starting Tech News Weekly in 3, 2, 1.
Everybody, welcome to Tech News Weekly, your source for all things tech. I'm Major Zarin. Of course, I'm joined by John, as I am each and every week. How you doing, John?
Hey, Andrew, what's up?
Nothing much. And I'm joined by Casper, the friendly ghost today. So known as
Cole.
Cole.
Do this now on the show?
Bang? No, we're not doing the DDP logo. How you doing, Josh?
I'm censoring.
I'm doing
that.
wonderful.
I'm totally taking that out.
Oh,
we're not even
going to
infocom on this show.
How you doing, Cole?
I'm doing great. I've learned today that my face is a different color than the rest of my body.
Oh, well, sounds like a personal problem. What could I tell you?
What can you do?
We have a lot to talk about. A lot of Google news today, which we're going to get to. I also got something in the mail today and yesterday. I got two of them now, which we're going to talk about. But before we get into any news, I want to thank our new sponsor to the show, and that's GoDaddy. As many of you have probably done, you've bought a domain name from GoDaddy. You bought hosting from GoDaddy. GoDaddy is the exclusive host for the GFQ network. They do. Actually, we're getting ready to transfer all our stuff there, right, John?
Yeah.
To the new server.
Really?
Yeah, we're using GoDaddy dedicated servers for our podcasts for video and audio because we have kind of run out of space everywhere. And GoDaddy, kind of came in. They said, "Hey, why don't we host it for you?" So they're going to be hosting it, but they're offering a phenomenal deal for our listeners. I've bought domain names for a long time. I've been a collector of domain names. Almost, it's become like 21st century real estate for me. I buy domain names. I've actually sold a domain name through GoDaddy a couple of years ago. Actually, about a year ago. Remember when they contacted? I don't know if I told the story on the air, but my wife had a educational website, and GoDaddy contacted us. And they offered us a ton of money. I guess someone through GoDaddy, it was a GoDaddy domain, contacted them, and they offered us a ton of money for that website, which was really cool. So if you look at it, I spent $10 on the website, and I sold it for a significant amount. I thought that was pretty cool. But I buy domain names all the time, and it can get kind of pricey if you're continuing to buy them all the time. GoDaddy's offering a phenomenal deal. You can buy a domain name, a .com domain name, for only $2.49 by using offer code QUEENS at checkout. Once you put it in your shopping cart at GoDaddy.com. I know Chrome buys domain names. I know Suncast buys domain names. Already a bunch of our GFQ guys, people that work here, have bought a bunch of domain names because $2.49, steal of a deal, if you ask me.
Steal.
GoDaddy.com is a website. Use promo code QUEENS at checkout. We also have a link on the side of the video if you're watching on GFQLive.tv. You could just click on that and it'll take you right to GoDaddy. I want to thank GoDaddy for supporting Tech News Weekly. So let's go right into the news. Where do we begin? I guess we should start off by talking about the Nexus 7. The latest Nexus 7 was unveiled this week, arriving in stores July 30th, which actually Best Buy seems to have it in stock right now, so that's not true.
Yeah, they got them in stock ahead of time.
Yeah, so if you want one, you could go to Best Buy and buy one now. $230 for the 16 gig version. Upgraded display, faster CPU, running 4.3 Android on there, 802.11n. You also have a camera, rear-facing camera on this thing now. Really cool. I mean, $230 for a tablet that's pretty competitive with the iPad Mini. What do you guys think? Are you guys going to go and buy one?
No.
I know.
Then again, I'm not a big tablet guy. I'll be honest though. This is probably the best Android tablet out there. These Nexus 7 tablets have always been very good. Google has always done a very good job with their own tablets, as opposed to like the Samsung Galaxy Tab or the Acers or the Asus tablets out there that run Android. This is the Android tablet to get. If you're going to get an Android tablet, this is definitely the one to get, especially for $230. You really can't do much wrong there. It's a great price point. You're not going to have to spend a whole lot of money for something that's going to be ridiculous.
Josh,
that you might not need.
Josh, you have a Nexus 7. Have you had any other Android tablets?
Have I had any others? No.
No. Okay. Are you using it currently or no?
Well, it sits over there really nicely. It's I think it's in the shot there, right next to the light. It just sits there because I pull it out. And I'm like, what am I supposed to do with this when everything is so much better on iOS?
I actually did use this tablet a lot when I initially got it, and the issue for me is that the App Store is still not as developed. It's still not as developed as iOS. So there's a lot of games. The gameplay experience on iOS on an iPad is obviously is better than what you're getting on this.
You could say that about Android overall.
Overall, you could say that it's not the Nexus, but for $230, it is a phenomenal device. A great device. I think this one was $199 when it came out. Latest and the greatest. A lot of people are excited for it. A lot of people are buying it. The biggest disappointment for me was the lack of upgrades to Android. They unveiled version 4.3, which is Jelly Bean still. They did say that they weren't going to do 5.0 yet. I feel like they've kind of slowed down with the development. Version 4.3 over 4.2. Not too much of a difference there.
Yeah, do you want to go into Jelly Bean?
Yeah, you go into it.
Because that is something that, as usual, Google devices are the first ones to get the official new operating system, which is 4.3 Jelly Bean. And in it doesn't have a whole lot of changes. Most notably, it has a restricted profile feature. In 4.2, they did introduce multiple accounts. But with 4.3, what you can actually do is you can actually define and restrict certain settings in the operating system now with it, which is great if you're a parent that you want to have some sort of parental controls.
By the way, let me just say this: that is currently only available on tablets, not on the phone.
Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's only available on the tablet because I have 4.3 on this now on my Galaxy Nexus, and that does not exist on this, but it does exist on the tablet.
And then the other two notable things with 4.3 is that you can do Netflix streaming in 1080p now, and it has Bluetooth Smart, which a lot of people are excited for. I don't know if this is really all that stuff, all that much to be excited for, but it's, I guess, a little bit of a significant upgrade. It's not as exciting as you would have seen in the past when we went to other versions.
Right. Yeah, they've also upgraded the video. So they did demo some games and how it does with 3D objects and how shadowing is done on this thing and lens flare. So they were showing off the technology that is being incorporated in gaming now for this device, because the future of this device will be gaming, much like the iPad is a gaming platform for many, many people.
Yeah,
I would agree with that.
And for $230, you have access to all these phenomenal games, and it's able to, it's. Once they get to that iOS level, I think $230 is going to be phenomenal because it's inexpensive. You're not spending $499 or $399 on this thing. And if you buy it for your kid and they break it, you know what? You're out of $200, but it's better than $400.
Do you think that they've slowed down their development simply because they're just kind of running out of things to do with it?
Well, I mean, it's the same thing on why iOS slowed down. When you look at what happened with iOS slowed down because they implemented all these features over the first 3 years of the device, and then after that, they kind of have to slow down. There's not too much you could do beyond that. If it's working, it's working. Why are you going to mess with it until a major revamp?
So then you think 5.0 is going to be a major revamp?
Yeah, they're going to have to.
Is that something that everybody's really going to wait for? It's almost like one of those leap years where it's like, okay, well, this year it's going to be, some more evolutionary changes. It's not going to be anything that if you already have a device, maybe you don't get a device this year. You'll skip a year, you'll leap a year, and get the next one that comes out next year.
Yeah, because if we go back,
how soon do you think they're actually going to have 5.0 out? Is that something they're working on now, or?
I'm sure they're working. No, they are working on it. It's just I don't see it coming out this year. Probably with the next Nexus device, that's when they'll probably unveil it.
You think maybe January? Are they going to go with 4.4 or just 4.5, or are they going to go straight to 5.0?
I think the next major revamp will be 5.0, but they might have like a 4.4 for older devices, like they've done in the past. 2.3, 2.2. They've done that. While
Are
the
they
new
still
version
going
was
with
out.
that whole dessert gimmick too? Is that
Yeah,
still
they
going on?
are. Yeah. Jelly bean.
Stupid.
Well, first of all, you were a huge Android fan.
Oh, huge.
You were ready to set your iPhone on fire, and you were about to.
Where is the gasoline, Andrew?
Yeah, what happened? You tell me what happened.
I know what I've figured it out now since I've been on the iPhone. What it is, Andrew, is when you took a picture, let's say, remember the first time you had Android, you were like, oh my God, I can make it go to all these different places. It's so integrated in the operating system. But after a while, when you do stuff on your phone, you just want it to do in what thing you're in. I don't want to go to my photo library and have a million different galleries in there. I wanted it simpler.
So now you hate Android. You're done.
Andrew, every time I ask you, do you want to use it with this app? Do you want to make it default? Every day. Didn't you hate doing that every day?
I'm still using it, and I hate it because I hate myself. And but it's a whole thing here.
So
But-
that's the reason why.
I have 4.3 on this now, and it's the same thing. I mean, no
thing.
major update.
Can't you like move your eyes away and it stops playing or something?
No,
like
you cannot do that. You cannot do that.
Oh, there has to be one gimmick in the whole thing, isn't there?
Like
Like wave your hand over twice and then
Nope.
say the weather.
nope, it's not gonna do that.
Something like that.
It's not gonna do that.
Oh.
Sorry.
Sorry.
But the big announcement from this Google, I guess, conference that they had, the event, the lunch, the breakfast, they call it a breakfast, was the Chromecast, which I have right here.
Oh, look at this. All these products at your house today.
I got another one today. I got one yesterday. We did a review, and here is another one today. And this device, when they unveiled this device, I'm like, you know what? This sounds so stupid. You're paying $35. I have a Google TV. There's no reason to have this. It's it's AirPlay. That's all it is.
What is Chromecast for people that don't know?
It's AirPlay for Chrome and for your Android tablets.
Right.
So basically, you can stream anything from a computer or your iPhone.
Well, right now you
Or
could
Android
stream.
device.
You could currently stream anything from Chrome, the browser, from your computer, and on the tablet you could use Netflix, you could use YouTube, you could use Google TV and movie, the Google Play TV and movie. I don't. You know what's interesting? I have not been able to get it to work with Chrome on the tablet, and I wanted to read some
There's a
more.
button there.
I don't see it on mine, which is weird. So maybe it's not available on Chrome on the tablet. Maybe it's just the apps. But $35, I thought this was the dumbest thing in the world. But I ordered it anyway just so I could do a hands-on review with this thing. I have to tell you, very impressed.
Oh, good.
Very impressed. And I'll tell you why. One, it is really quick. It's not CPU intensive. It's not sucking up a lot of bandwidth. With Google TV, it's so difficult to pull up Chrome and pull up a website. So let's say I want to go to gfqlive.tv and watch the show live on GFQ. It would be like pulling teeth to get it to load on Google TV through the Chrome, browser on Google TV. It's choppy. It doesn't always work right. If it was flash based, the flash would fail. It was a whole issue. With this, it's so easy. You just load up the website. It's using no CPU. Everything is on your computer anyway, just beaming the video via Wi-Fi. Super fast. You're literally a half a second behind, so it's pretty instantaneous. Everything is seamless. Everything works fine with the browser. You could pull up websites. You could do all that stuff. But the cool part of this has not been implemented yet. The future of this device is all these apps that they have. I mean, all these apps. You're going to be able to play your games. You're going to be able to stream your music. As these apps get further developed and they start implementing this, it's going to be a huge thing.
I couldn't agree with you more.
I mean,
By the way, I don't know if you read that article that I sent you yesterday about the Chromecast. There's a very interesting sentence in their licensing terms. I don't know if you saw that article.
No, what was that?
So there's a line in the licensing that says, and I'm going to quote this, "You may not publicly distribute or ship your Google Cast application without written permission from Google per the terms of service described below."
What?
So basically, I guess what they're saying is that in order to actually really have Chromecast added to your application, you have to first get written permission from Google.
Why do you think that is? I mean, unless listen, written permission is just submitting it to the App Store and the App Store running it, and then pushing it through. It could just be. It could just be legal mumbo jumbo. But I am very curious on what applications are going to start implementing this. Here's another cool thing that I discovered. On Google TV, you don't have Hulu. Hulu does not exist on Google TV. You can now go to Hulu's website and stream it. You can go to ABC's website and stream it. NBC, CBS. So all these websites that do not work with Google TV and do not work via AirPlay on your iPad now work via, your browser and Chromecast.
Well, this is one of the things that I think is needed with these streaming media players out there, like the Roku and Apple TV, is that I think they still lack having a web browser for services and streaming video out there that don't have an application yet for those devices. I know my mom goes to a lot of niche websites that make it impractical for her to actually get an Apple TV or Roku because they don't have applications yet for those little niche websites, and they probably never will. So really what she needs is a device like this that she can just go to the website on her computer and beam it directly to a TV.
The feature of this device honestly depends on two things. One, or it's kind of hanging in the balance of two things. One, app developers implementing this feature and making it a standard. And the other thing is Google continuing to develop this device, unlike the Q that they had and Google TV that they've kind of forgotten about over the last couple of years. And this may change the entire market when we talk about the living room and how we're streaming media in the living room. Right now, your option has always been you got a box, you hook up the box, and then you download these apps on this box, and that's how you do it. But now with this thing, it's requiring no CPU power. It's requiring nothing. It's this cheap little device you connect, and it's a companion device to your tablet or your computer. So pretty much,
wouldn't you say that this is something that Google TV has lacked since its inception?
Yeah, Google TV has lacked applications. Google TV has lacked development. Google TV has lacked.
But wouldn't you be more inclined to buy a Google TV if it had this Chromecast feature?
Oh yeah,
yeah. But here's the thing: is there a place for Google TV if the Chromecast is on the market? Because right now you could do everything you want to do on this Chromecast that you could with Google TV,
and it's only $35.
$35, and guess what? It runs much better.
But no live TV. Right.
Yeah. There's no integration. Yeah.
Right. So that's the biggest feature.
There's no pass through.
Right.
But it's smart enough to kind of turn the TV on itself because it's using that. I forgot the technology. But
Dial?
What is it?
Dial?
I guess. It's
so is it using the same technology as AirPlay, or is it totally different?
I think it's an open source version of AirPlay. There's this. I don't really know what you would call a platform called Dial, which I believe is what Google TV and Android already have incorporated into it. So theoretically, you could interface this with more things very quickly because it is open source.
Right. No, the AirPlay, there needs to be, like you said, Andrew, the standard needs to be like settled. So everyone, all the developers go straight at that standard, and we get it such a better product.
How is AirPlay with gaming? Have you AirPlayed any games?
No.
It's bad?
I don't know, because every game I feel like is a better experience to have right there in my hand. Why would I need to have that there and there unless it was a real controller?
Yeah, well, that's what that...
Right.
Yeah, I mean, the opportunity, the possibility is endless if you add a controller to it and you start playing with a controller, and the controller, the device, Android is a perfect example. There are controllers for Android.
There are, correct. Okay. They're pretty good.
And they're pretty good. So you get the controller, you connect this to the Chromecast, and now the tablet is just running the game. This is your console. The TV's the TV, and now you're just playing it.
I mean, you have something there that sounds like that's where everything's going, especially since, don't we have he has that story in here about EA and how their mobile division, is this spoiling anything?
No, go into it.
Oh, it was basically like their mobile, EA's mobile division had 30% increase of sales, or was 30% higher than everyone else. John has the real figures, not Combs made up ones that he skimmed.
Well, read the article.
Yeah. Read the article.
Yeah. This is from iDownload blog. This is about the App Store's 500 billionth app.
So pretty much.
Can anybody understand this guy?
No.
No, I clicked the wrong link.
So pretty much, EA is showing that there's a lot of growth in the app market for them, and
Correct. That's what I'm saying.
What they're saying is that EA makes more money from Apple's App Store than they do any retail location, their own online store, and other online stores. So the majority of the money that they're making from their games right now is coming from Apple's App Store.
And that says a lot about the gaming market. People get really upset when I say it's a tiny fraction of the marketplace. These like EA and all these major publishers, like it is a tiny little bubble that the gaming market has been working on, and there has been a strict guideline set to how things work. You make a game, you put it out for $70, and you sell a couple million if it's a very successful game. Guess what? That is changing now. Because people, I don't have to wait online to go buy a game anymore. I could get my same fix with a stupid game on the iPad than I would with Call of Duty. I think the future for these companies, imagine if EA jumps on this.
I think what it is that there's a growing market for the casual gamer versus the hardcore gamer. Because as we knew it from the beginning, from the 80s with the original NES system, is that you have these dedicated consoles from going from arcade systems to consoles, and this is what gaming was. If you wanted to be a gamer, this is how you did it. You had a console, and this is the way gaming world worked. Now we've entered into this area where you have so many people buying these tablets and have these phones that are capable of doing a whole plethora of things, that you have a gaming device for every person out there right now, even though it's not a console. So in a way, it's more about casual gaming now than it is necessarily about hardcore gaming with a console. You don't need a console for gaming anymore.
No. Well, Josh, I mean, you're a gamer. What do you think? I
am.
Do you think that's true?
I think what's happened is that they've taken that market you're talking about the casual gamers, and they've sort of molded them into like hardcore gamers. So you have like someone's 40-year-old mom, 30-year-old mom is sitting at home at night. The kid's already asleep. She'll pull out her iPad and they'll play a game. Candy Crush, exactly. And then they're all of a sudden a hardcore gamer. And there's just so many, and it's so accessible. There's so many free-to-play ones. There's 99-cent ones. They go on sale all the time. I mean, it's such an easy way. All you have to do is just click it, and instant gratification.
I went on. I guess the first sign of the casual gamer were ROMs, emulators for these older games that you would buy on NES and stuff like that. And now that's kind of changed and into the iPad and these Android devices. I mean, it's amazing how the market has changed, but to kind of go back to the Chromecast, this is kind of what we want as I'm a casual gamer, and I would love to be able to play, whatever stupid game I'm playing on my TV. Like, I would love that. That's great for me.
Absolutely.
Right.
I mean, that's a phenomenal thing.
I think there needs to be some sort of ubiquitous way of, whatever device I have, whatever device I'm on, they all need to be able to universally talk to each other. So if I'm on my phone, if I'm on a tablet, if I'm on my computer, right. I want all these things to talk to each other. If I'm on my computer, and you can do this to a degree now, but if I'm on my computer, there's still not a super easy way without installing special software or extensions in order to get something on your computer onto your phone without, physically sending an email with a link or something in it.
Yeah.
I mean, you can install an extension and whatnot, or sign in to Google Chrome and sync tabs, but that still takes you doing something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, yeah. To kind of move on, I guess there's another Google search. Google's living room plans reportedly include a Google Hangout ready set-top box.
Wow.
Do you want to be doing Hangouts in your living room?
You do all the time.
I do all the time, yeah. But I mean, As if the Google TV and the Chromecast platform weren't enough, Wall Street Journal is reporting that there may be another device based on the living room focusing on the project, focusing on Google Hangouts. So they're looking to have a Roku-style set-top box for partners at CE. They were doing at CES. Wow. They were demoing this that had Hangouts as the main feature.
I thought Microsoft did this with Skype. Didn't they try to do this and no one cared?
They did do that, and so did Logitech. They also had a
Logitech
TV
also
camera,
did it.
and neither one of them did anything.
You know who's going to get this?
Nobody cares to do this.
Can I call out people? Can I
Who?
call out people?
Oh.
All the people from the Hangout that I get on my phone 100 times a day, those people are going to buy it.
No, they won't.
I don't think anybody wants to.
Those are people that are sitting at their computer.
But couldn't you just Chromecast it?
You could.
Yeah, hold on. What would happen?
not?
I could Chromecast a Google Hangout.
Here's the thing: is
Well,
that
that might be like crossing the streams.
Oh no, you don't want that to happen. Holy moly!
Here's the thing: is that if it's a single purpose device, nobody's going to buy it. It has to do more than one thing. And I think they kind of do allude to that, where they're talking about more of a Roku-style set-top box with a camera with it. That also does some sort of gaming.
But they're not calling it Google TV, right?
Apparently not. See, that's how I'm wondering, how are all these things going to coexist? If they roll this all into one product, it might actually be something people buy. But the fact that they sell all these things individually, they don't have this big plan to put everything together. They could do this if they rolled everything into one Google TV, but a camera by itself doesn't sell. Microsoft and Logitech both prove that that's not a viable market. You have to do more than just a camera. It has to be gaming. It has to be streaming. It has to be all these little things here in one device where people actually decide, oh, yeah, I'm going to spend $100 and buy this.
Here, this is great. The report claims that the box, capable of running Android games, Android apps, games, and services like Netflix and Pandora, was scheduled to launch at Google I/O, but is unknown whether or not it's still being developed. First of all, that is Google TV. That's what Google TV does. You just explained something that's been on the market for 2 years.
Yeah,
I don't understand how this is even.
But they're gonna have a camera.
You could have a camera. No, you could have
so
a
we can
camera.
have something in the living room so people can do hangouts.
Andrew loves Google TV.
You could hook up any camera to you could hook up a Logitech to Google TV. I mean, that's easy.
He loves it.
I hate it.
Buy an Apple TV.
Oh, I refuse to buy an Apple TV. Just on principle at this point. Just on principle.
You're the only person I know that still uses a Google TV in their everyday life. I can't believe it.
The pass-through, it goes a long way for me. I like the pass-through. I don't want to
sit
hit
down with your little keyboard on your chair.
I don't have a no. I don't have a keyboard.
What should I watch today? It's Always Sunny.
That's all I watch all day, all day and all night.
Oh, listen to this. So at the premiere party I was at, one of the guys you think who's playing, the two brothers that you like,
premiere party that you went to in LA.
The McPoyles.
The McFoyles. One of the guys was at the party I was at.
The McPoyles were there.
The one that Dean Ambrose is doing.
Okay.
The blonde.
Oh, the blonde McPoyle. Excellent. Thank you for that.
Sorry, I just thought you would like that.
John, you want to go into a story?
Yeah, I kind of want to get your guys' thoughts on this interesting idea that's out there. Is that Sony says that they're confirming that there is a Gran Turismo movie in the works.
Great.
Sony is in fact working on a film version of its long-running simulation racing video game series, Gran Turismo. A Sony Computer Entertainment UK rep told Joystick that said film is being made, but provided no other information.
Yeah, this rumor
is
has been going on for
years. Anybody's going to be interested in is the fact that there's going to be a GTA style movie out there.
Yeah, the same idiots that wait online to go watch Fast and the Furious 18.
No.
You think they're gonna get Clint Eastwood to sit on a porch and drink beer in this movie?
No, that's Gran Torino.
I know.
No, I they've been talking about this for years. I remember when the original Gran Turismo came out, they were talking about a movie being made. Sony
no one
Pictures
cares. It's just like
movie.
Need for Speed, the movie. No one cares about that either.
Yeah, it's so silly.
That movie will probably make $1 billion and be like so popular.
Oh, Gran Turismo. Who's going to be in it?
Who's going to be in it?
The Rock.
No, nobody knows. Apparently, the only information that we have right now is that the film is being tied to Mike DeLuca and Dana Brunetti, of The Social Network and 50 Shades of Grey production fame.
Wow, look at that.
And if that tells you anything, this movie is going to suck.
I think, though, we're going to see a lot more video game adaptation movies like in our lifetime now because they've been around for a while now. Like they're going to really make a serious Assassin's Creed movie soon.
Are they really?
Yeah, with that guy. They already signed that guy, Michael Fassbender.
Well, aren't they doing a Halo, like a Halo series?
TV show.
Yeah,
it's a show with Steven
they've
Spielberg.
They've tried to do one with about Quake, didn't they?
Did they do it with Quake?
Mario. Here's the thing: is that have you ever seen a video game based movie do well?
That's a very interesting question.
Tomb Raider.
Tomb Raider did really well. Yeah, Tomb Raider did do well.
That's better.
I got one. Mario Brothers.
It's terrible.
That did not do
the terrible movie. Oh, Ninja Turtles. No, the game.
Yeah, that did really well.
Did the
second one?
Did the game come out first, or did the?
No, the game movie? First.
No, the movie came first.
No, never. Graphic novel first. Then cartoon.
Turtles that live with in the sewer with a rat.
A mouse.
A mouse.
You hate mouse.
I hate him. I will. Comb.
By the way, did you guys hear that researchers somewhere implanted fake memories into mice?
Yes,
I did see that, and they're saying that they're going to be able to do that with Alzheimer's patients.
Recall.
You're going to be able to implant memories. Total Recall.
Yep. I'm going to go get Colin Farrell, and we're going to go right back to Recall to Arnold Schwarzenegger. It's going to be awesome.
I thought it's like Vanilla Sky.
Oh, that's an awesome movie, too.
Yeah.
Somebody also said Inception.
Inception.
Yeah.
All right. I want to talk about Verizon and the Fios rollout. They're rolling out a 500 by 100 megabits per second speed package, a new tier to their quantum internet service. Josh, I know you want this.
No, I have a new understanding of things because we have a new segment. I don't know if you heard about it on our show, Andrew.
No, I don't listen.
It's called the Homeowner Calm.
Okay.
So I know a lot about different cables and stuff and coming into your home now. And I've learned this, that if you're someone whose family only uses wireless, you only need to get the 25 by whatever plan.
That's not true.
Yes, it is.
No.
Yes, it is.
No.
I cannot get speeds.
Based on what?
Based off of my Homeowner Calm testing.
Oh, yeah, and we can trust you.
Actually, sometimes I've gotten speeds in the 50s, but other than that, it's never gone higher.
Double. You've gotten double the speed.
Okay, 50s. But if I could purchase a thing that'll give me 150 or 300 like in this, or 500 in this story, I'm not only going to get that unless I'm using a wired connection.
Right, what kind of wireless units are you using?
I'm using Apple ones, brand new, out of the box.
And you cannot do more than 50 megabits a second.
On a mobile device.
On a mobile device.
Yes. Well, not, or that's not 100% true.
That is not true.
You have
on my iPhone,
I did my iPhone adapter in there.
What did you say?
Are you sure that you have an 802.11n adapter in there?
Yes. Well, here. I've done tests
I don't think that's a fair comparison if you're using a mobile phone. I really don't.
Well, no, I did a phone. I did this phone. I did 2 tablets, a laptop, just to see the different
wait a minute.
scores I was getting.
I got a question. Did you do the Fios thing where it's supposed to like do your MTU settings?
Yes, I did that.
Okay. Because I'm able to get on my wireless on my MacBook Pro, one floor from where my router is, I'm able to get about 80, 90. If I'm in the same room, I'm able to get 100 megabits.
See, I've seen that sometimes with the laptop, but I'm talking about mostly like I said, if you're a family that's using only these phones and tablets, I don't understand. Are they like set at a certain thing where they can't get a certain speed higher?
No. Well, I don't know.
I don't understand.
Your whole theory is hurting my head. It doesn't make sense.
It's my own theory.
So you're going to downgrade. You're going to downgrade to 25 by 25.
No, I'm using the wired connections for other things, so it's fine. But I'm saying if you're just a regular Joe person and you're like, I'm going to have 300 down, and you only use iPads, that's sort of like a waste.
Here's my question, John. 500 megabits a second. Where are you going to be able to pull that full speed from?
That's a good question. I mean, Calm has a point to a degree, but I think there are some sites on the internet that are slow, but there's still sites out there that are really fast. And I think most people may not need more than 50, but there's people like me and Calm and you that I think need more than 50. And I don't necessarily agree that doing those tests on a phone or a tablet is not a fair comparison. I think you have to do that on an actual laptop where you don't have I don't know how to say this, but I just feel like if you're doing this on a phone or a tablet for a comparison, I don't think you're going to get true results because you can be limited on a phone or a tablet by the carrier and the software that's installed on it.
True.
But I want to ask this question again. Where can you go right now on the internet and you're going to be able to pull 500 megabits a second?
Nowhere.
Full speed.
Well,
I mean,
see, you're not actually going to get a 500 megabits per second, period. You're going to get, because you say you get most of the time that you're not going to be able to pull quite that much. Generally, what you get is a service that you get close to or just under what your promised speed is going to be.
Okay, so...
And as you go faster, that might get harder to do.
Okay, so let's say 400 megabits a second, 300 megabits. Where are you going to get that?
You could possibly do that using Usenet servers.
Okay.
If you have enough connections.
What is YouTube when they send you the video? How fast does that go?
What YouTube does is they give you like an initial burst.
Yeah.
And then they slow it down so you're trying to catch up. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's like it's this weird throttling that they do with it. Same thing with Blip. All these CDNs are doing that. But I'm just curious. Okay, Usenet. I guess you're right. You're not going to get it on BitTorrent. I mean, it's possible. Yeah, I guess it is possible on BitTorrent that you could get 300 megabits a second.
Yeah.
You know, but
that's going to be where you're going to get those sort of speeds, I think. And unless you're at like a university, you're downloading something from a university type of server.
So if you want to get an account that says I am a pirate, this is the plan for you.
This is the plan for you. Right now, what we have is I have a 150 by 75 for the stream, and then the Skype line is a 50 by 50, and I also have a backup DSL just in case all hell breaks loose. But I mean, I guess we use a lot of the bandwidth for the stream because right now we're doing about 5 megabits a second all day, all night. So we go through a lot, but we're not capping. I mean, we're not hitting our max by any means. It is fascinating that Verizon is implementing these new features so quickly, considering they've been so slow with everything else. I think this is a direct response to what Google's doing, and this is them kind of saying like, "Hey, listen, I know it's not a gig. You're not getting a gigabit, but we're almost there."
But there's still so few markets where you can even get Verizon files.
Sucks to be you, huh?
Which is completely ridiculous, is that they're of no competition to anybody anymore.
Yep.
Yeah, well, and they're not expanding. This is what it is now. It's like RCN. I mean, you look at like an RCN where, strangely enough, there's RCN in certain little areas in Queens, right? Like where I am. There's like a neighborhood, like literally a 4-block neighborhood that has RCN.
And technically, fiber is almost a limitless bandwidth technology where you can make that thing go as fast as you want, and it's got almost limitless capacity.
Right. Yet they put a cap on it.
Yeah, they put a cap. Yeah, it's unbelievable. Did you guys?
Which is unlike copper and traditional wires that we have today.
Did you guys follow any of the Motorola announcements from early in the week?
No.
Yeah,
no.
I'm a huge Motorola fanboy from back in the day.
Can I just say this was so convoluted, and it was so bizarre because Motorola early in the week, I guess it was Monday. There was this huge hype with this Moto X, and over the weekend there were these leaked images about the Moto X, and we got all this information about the Moto X, and it's the flagship phone. And it's a pure Google experience and all this stuff about this thing. I looked at the hardware. It's outdated hardware. It's a 720p display. It's not the greatest hardware in the world. I don't see the big hype with it. But there's a buzz happening. Tuesday comes. They're doing this big Motorola event. They do not mention the Moto X. The Moto X is being unveiled in August. And they unveiled 3 phones that nobody cares about. Nobody
The
cares
Droid
about
Max,
these phones.
the Mini, and the Ultra.
Who's buying
I
this
posted
shit?
on Twitter that it sounds more like tampon names than it does smartphone names.
Yeah, it does.
Kevlar, son.
Kevlar.
That's what the kids want, kid.
Is it Kev? What do you mean by Kevlar?
Isn't one of them has like a Kevlar backing?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So stupid.
So the Droid
that's
Max.
the Droid Max, the successor to the Razer Max HD, which is confusing. All right, so you're renaming the Razer Max HD to Droid Max. That's just confusing. This is all very confusing to me because this is almost the same thing as Samsung Galaxy, blah blah blah, whatever they call their phones, and it's just you're gonna have everything under the same name, and you're just gonna tweak the names here and there. You're not even gonna call it 1, 2, 3, and 4 like the Samsung Galaxy S4. At least then you can actually tell what generation it is. With this, all right, Droid Max, Razer Max HD. What the hell is the difference generation-wise between those two?
It also has OK Google Now.
What's that?
It's a new technology where, with Google Glasses, you go, OK Google, and then like you'll ask it a question.
Okay, Google.
If you say
That's what I'm
okay,
going to say every time.
Yeah, if you say OK Google, it'll start searching it.
Oh.
So, I don't know. I'm so tired of. There's
Wait,
so
but
many
who
of
owns
these phones.
Motorola now? Are they still owned by Google, or do they
Yes.
sell?
No, Motorola Mobility is owned by Google.
Okay. I don't understand it then. Why are they not
You know,
making like
and
the
if
best
you even look at the specifications for these devices, the Droid Mini and Droid Max realistically have the same freaking CPU in there. They both have a 1.7 gigahertz dual core CPU in it with quad core graphics. They're both almost identically the same freaking phone.
Except screen size.
Yeah, except for screen size.
Yeah.
It's
It's
confusing.
way too much saturation of the
Just
market.
buy an iPhone and just stop.
Well, I'll talk about the iPhone a little bit because there was an iPhone announcement also. Well, not an announcement, but a little leaked story that came out. Did you put it in, John? Oh, it is in there. They're saying that
Which
Apple
one?
will be discontinuing the iPhone 5 for...
This is a rumor, by the way.
This is a rumor, yeah. So, and it makes total sense, and I think this is what they should be doing. They're going to be discontinuing the iPhone 5 with the next release, and they're going to have the 5S, and they're going to have the cheaper 5, whatever that version is, the budget iPhone. I think that's the way that they should do it. They shouldn't have the older model on the market. The thing that suffers more from this is the tablet market, the iPads, because now you have the Retina, and you have, you have the Retina, you have the iPad 2, and you have the Mini. And the iPad 2 is a 2-year-old device at this point on the market.
I don't understand that at all.
They're gonna have to. What they're gonna end up having to do is have 2 versions of each one. You're gonna have the budget Retina, the budget iPad, and the Retina iPad. The budget Mini and the Retina Mini.
But I do think Apple is, in a way, starting to get into that territory where they've moved so far off of Steve Jobs' original vision of one device that it's now starting to become a little bit confusing on their side as well.
Well, I've always been one of these people that said, I think it's really stupid for Apple. Apple should keep their, one device, one unified look, one unified everything, and they come up with one device every year, and that's what they have, and you don't have any other options. But in order to compete in this market and to do what Android is doing, Android pretty much, it doesn't matter what the hardware is, they have saturated the cell phone market with hundreds of Android phones coming out every year. There's a new phone being released every week from a new manufacturer. So, yeah, the market share is going to be humongous. So more and more people are going to use the App Store. More and more people are going to use their platform.
But Steve Jobs would never care about that.
You know what? He might have changed if he saw what the market was like today.
No way.
It was a different market, in 2009.
No.
2010.
Yeah, he controlled
No.
it.
What do you think? What do you think they should... Okay, here's the perfect thing. What should they do with the tablet market?
I think
Who are you asking?
John. And then I'll
I think it's not bad where they have it now. See, here's the thing. They also had a rumor that there was going to be a 13-inch iPad.
Oh, that's not going to happen. That's so
ridiculous.
stupid.
They don't need a 13-inch iPad. And then this is what I'm saying is they don't need to be coming up with all these gimmicks just to get you to buy their device. It's like, if you want it, you'll get it. It's a good device. Everybody knows Apple has good devices, period. So
What
they don't
they're
need to do anything like that. I think that the fact that they have a mini is great, and I think that they have a 10-inch tablet is great. I think the mini does need to be Retina, though. Absolutely needs to be Retina.
John?
What?
Josh?
All they need to do, Tim Cook walks out on stage. He's got a nice jacket, black turtleneck. He goes, one more thing, pulls down his sleeve. There's the iWatch.
Bionic arm.
Today, people's heads explode. It's game over.
I can't wait till that stupid thing comes out, and you're going to be wearing it all day. You're gonna have the Apple ankle bracelet, the Apple Watch, the Apple glasses. You're gonna look like such a.
You realize where this is all leading towards?
What?
We're gonna have these wearable devices where we'll just walk into, let's say, the house. Then with near field communications, it'll know all your likes and dislikes and set everything.
I don't want it to know my likes.
Well, it's gonna do all that.
And
you're ready. No more privacy. Privacy is gone.
Terminated.
Terminators everywhere. End of the world.
Well, at least John will survive. He's like a cockroach. You can't kill him. He'll just be there forever, complaining about iOS. No, but here's the thing. Here's the issue that I have with this. One thing that Apple could do that will, what the next big thing Apple's going to do? Get rid of these bezels. They don't need bezel.
Oh, you're over. Where are you supposed to hold the device then, Andrew? Your finger will be in the way.
You don't need the big bezel that they have. Thin out the bezel. Much thinner bezel.
Fine.
You agree with that? That's going to be the next thing.
I don't think it's functionality. You want the whole device just to be a screen.
Just glass everywhere.
But then
I want smudges everywhere.
You're going to hold it like you're going to want to always put it down.
No. Never. I'm always going to grab it in the same spot.
Okay.
That's my plan. All right. Why don't we go into our
plan
pick?
is just have this, and when you come home, you just put it down, and then second screens, third screens.
Your walls are screens.
Yeah, walls are screens, and then, hey, honey, how are you? Great. How was your day?
Why'd you become a blind guy?
I don't know. I'm figuring that we have some kind of eye implants that you close to activate the screens. Right?
Oh, okay.
And this was navigating the different screens.
I love Combs' vision of the future.
Yeah.
What are cars going to be like?
Cars?
Yeah.
No, teleportation.
Oh, no cars.
Yeah, that's out of here.
Are we going to be able to like fax ourselves to other people's homes? Like we're going to have big tubes. We're going to stand in the tubes, just going to suck us and just put us in the other person's house.
Yeah, that tubes.
Long
everywhere. Series of tubes.
Series of tubes everywhere, like the internet.
Yeah.
All right, let's do our picks of the week. This is when we pick a product, a website, software, whatever it is, and we talk about it. John, do you have a pick of the week?
I do have a pick of the week. After thinking about this for a while, I just went back to something that I've had for a couple months now, but I've never really actually shown up before.
All right.
A while back, I've been looking for monitors for a long time now. I tried to monitor an Asus monitor in January that was just awful. It was so bad. It was a 23-inch monitor, but it had so much bad color shifting that I couldn't even stand to look at it.
I've never seen someone send back so many monitors. he literally sent back like 6 or 7 monitors.
I'm sorry, but I'm very picky when it comes to monitors, and I finally found one that I'm pretty happy with, and it's not terribly expensive. You can easily spend, $600, $700, $1,000 on a monitor these days. That looks really great. I finally found one that wasn't, too expensive. It's only a few $100s. It's actually less than $300 on Amazon right now, and it's the Dell UltraSharp U2412M. It's a great monitor. It's 24 inches. It's LED LCD monitor, 16 by 10, 8 milliseconds. It's not necessarily a gaming monitor, but it's a very, very, very good monitor. Most of the people that have actually tried this monitor like him. As you can see, it's got 400 customer reviews, and it's got 4.5 stars, which is unreal for a monitor to have that kind of a rating. Most people that try this, they love this. It's only about $270, and it's a 16 by 10 monitor, which means that the resolution, I believe, is 1920 by 1200. not 1920 by 1080, but 1200, which gives you a little bit extra room vertically, which is great for viewing web pages and whatnot. So it's more than just a gaming monitor, in my opinion. One of the great things about it too is that you can actually rotate this. It's got great ergonomics on it. You can completely rotate this around. It has height adjustment, which is something that if you really want to have customization over how this monitor is displayed on your desk, this is really cool because there's not a lot of monitors out there that let you rotate this in any sort of fashion that you want. That's actually very expensive. It also has a couple of USB 2.0 ports out there, which, you know, I have a USB hub, so I don't really care for it. But
if you had something like Chromecast, you could plug it in and just power it via the monitor.
No, you cannot.
It's not powered over.
It does not have HDMI, which is something that a lot of people don't like about this monitor. It does have DisplayPort, DVI, and VGA on here, though. DisplayPort, and I think that's pretty much fine. I mean, if you really need a monitor with HDMI, you'll have to go look for a monitor with HDMI. But I think the fact that it has DisplayPort and DVI, it's equally as good. So that's basically my pick. It's a monitor that I've been using for 2-3 months now, and it's really, really, really good. It doesn't have any sort of awful color bleeding, doesn't have any light bleed. The colors are vibrant. It's an IPS monitor, which is something that if you're looking for a monitor these days, you absolutely should go with an IPS monitor because it'll give you much better color and viewing angle on it. So you won't have as much of a color shift with the old TN style panels that you get out there for like $100. This is a very good monitor. It's the Dell UltraSharp U2412M.
Very cool. Very nice pick. Very, very nice pick. I guess I'll go next, and then Josh will go last. So my pick, no surprise, is the Google Chromecast. $35. I did a review of this, and we'll put it in the show notes. I did a unboxing, first impression, and a small review of this device, and I have to tell you, very impressed. $35. They were initially doing a 3-month credit to Netflix. They were giving you a 3-month subscription to Netflix, and if you had Netflix, you could put that credit towards your account, or you could get a new one. They have stopped doing that, which is a shame because a lot of people were getting it. So this device was actually ending up costing you about $10, which is like
I
insane.
think they were basically overwhelmed with the amount of requests that they had for it.
Yeah, I don't think they thought
that blew my mind.
Wait times are now up to, I believe, 4 weeks for this device.
Yeah.
So if you do want this, you might want to check out Best Buy.
You guys got the email, right, with the Netflix. I put it right in, and I couldn't believe I had a credit for $25.
Yeah.
And I was like, so I just got his device for $10.
Yeah, so it's a phenomenal little thing, and I'm hoping that they continue development, and I'm excited to see what comes up in the next couple of months because I'm sure there's going to be more news about this device, and they're going to be really kind of pushing it because it's overwhelming how well this thing is done. They've sold out everywhere. Best Buy sold out, Amazon is sold out, Google is pretty much sold out, so you can't get it if you wanted it. I'm curious on what the asking price on Amazon is on eBay's right now. But
if you want to help me out with that later, I have one that can go up there.
Yeah, I do too. Well, no, I'm sending this one to John actually.
Oh.
I don't know how you're going to use it since you don't have HDMI.
I have a TV with HDMI.
Oh, you do have a TV with HDMI. Okay. All right. Sounds good. So my pick is the Chromecast. Josh, what's your pick?
My pick by Turtle Beach. These are the Air Force PX22s. They are considered to be the official Major League Gaming headset. Major League Gaming, I don't know if you guys are heard of a game called Dota, but that's a big game in the esports. I didn't know if you noticed, but I send Andrew like articles about esports all the time. He probably just deletes them. But not only is this great for playing games on Xbox, PS3, and PC and Mac, but it also has an adapter so you can play it on the Vita and the 3DS. So it has that. Another thing is for people who are watching the show and you don't play games and you're more into the tech side, I think it's also a great Skype headset because the sound's good, it's comfortable to wear, and the quality was perfect on both ends. So check them out. It's a wired solution at $79.95. You can probably get them at like any store, or you can get them online through the Amazon link on gfq.com. Thank you.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you.
Great.
All right, those are our picks of the week, guys. We're getting ready to wrap it up. You can follow Josh at Culmination. Also, you can follow Homeowner Culm on Twitter. Has he been
It's not
tweeting?
my account.
Let's see what the latest tweet is. If you're a regular Joe person, you don't need high-speed internet, says Homeowner Culm.
I don't understand how it's getting updated all the time.
Also, Homeowner Culm says, I need to get curtains for my windows so my camera isn't overexposed. This one is my favorite one. Mowing the lawn is hard. Then, realized today that I had a couch covering the air vent this whole time. Womp womp.
Homeowner Coleman is much better Twitter than myself.
So you can follow Homeowner Culm, or you can follow Culmination on Twitter. You can follow me at Andrew Zarian. Of course, you can follow Suncast at Suncast on Twitter. Also, subscribe to the show, guys. If you miss any portion of the show, you can subscribe. You could download it. You could watch it live on Roku, on Amazon, on Android, on iOS. We're pretty much everywhere podcasts are available. And, of course, I want to thank GoDaddy for supporting Tech News Weekly, 249.com domain names if you use offer code Queens at checkout. So I want to thank GoDaddy also, and we'll see you all next week on Tech News Weekly. Good night, everybody.